January 14th, 1973, a Sunday. For many, a quiet start to the week. But for millions across Asia, Oceania, and Europe, this particular Sunday was anything but quiet. It was electrifying. History was about to be made. Live from the International Convention Center in Honolulu, Hawaii, the stage was set. The lights were primed. And a single man, dressed in a magnificent custom-made American Eagle jumpsuit, was about to step into the glare of a global spotlight unlike any artist had ever known. His name? Elvis Presley. The show? Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. What the world saw was a legend reborn, a dynamic performer commanding the stage, pouring his heart into every note. What they couldn't see, was the man beneath the sequins, the intense pressure of a live global broadcast, the crushing weight of a failing marriage, the grueling, dangerous methods he'd employed to achieve the perfect physical image. This wasn't just a concert, it was a gauntlet, and Elvis was running it right on the edge. To understand the magnitude of this moment, we have to rewind slightly. Elvis Presley had conquered the world once before, but Aloha from Hawaii was different. This wasn't just a comeback, it was a global coronation. The sheer ambition of the project was staggering. It was the first commercial musical event broadcast live via satellite to an international audience. Imagine the technical nightmares, the coordination across multiple time zones, and above all, the unforgiving nature of a live broadcast. No retakes, no second chances. One wrong note, one missed cue, one technical glitch, and it will be seen by everyone. Director Marty Pasetta, a sharp, no-nonsense visionary, understood the stakes. He also understood television. He reportedly confronted Elvis about his weight, telling him he needed to shed some pounds to look the part for this monumental moment. Elvis, ever sensitive to criticism, ever driven to deliver perfection, took these words to heart. The stage was set, and the pressure mounted. What followed was a regimen that today we would consider dangerously extreme. For weeks leading up to the concert, Elvis subjected himself to a punishing 500 calorie per day crash diet, combined with strenuous exercise. He shed a reported 25 pounds, yes, but at what cost? He arrived in Hawaii, by many accounts, dehydrated, malnourished, and utterly exhausted. The very fuel his body needed to perform at that superhuman level had been starved away. To add another layer of immense physical and mental strain, those closest to him noted a stark absence leading up to Aloha. For this concert, Elvis had largely, though not entirely, abstained from the cocktail of prescription medications that had become his crutch. He wanted to be clear, sharp, and present for this historic performance. Imagine the extreme diet, the lack of sleep exacerbated by nerves, and the sudden removal of substances his body had grown dependent on. He was pushing his physical and psychological limits to their absolute breaking point. The crushing, and then there was the raw, emotional wound that never truly healed. January 1973. The divorce from Priscilla was still very much a raw, open wound. They separated in 72, and the legal proceedings were ongoing. The final decree wouldn't come until October, but the failure of his marriage was a shadow that hung heavy over Elvis. Priscilla was not just his wife, she was the mother of his beloved Lisa Marie. Their bond was deep, complex, and irrevocably altered. Reports from this period describe an Elvis often withdrawn, moody, battling bouts of depression and anxiety. The marital failure, triggered in part by Priscilla's affair, was a profound personal blow. As he stood on that stage, beaming at the camera, singing Can't Help Falling in Love, was he thinking of Priscilla? Was he thinking of his daughter? Was the triumph of the performance a desperate attempt to outrun the pain that gnawed at his soul? The king was giving the world everything, yet internally, his kingdom was crumbling. So when the lights finally came up on January 14, 1973, and Elvis Presley stepped forward, the spectacle was breathtaking. The power, the voice, the charisma, it was all there. He sang his heart out for nearly 90 minutes. Each move, each vocal flourish, each beat of sweat was magnified, broadcast, captured for eternity. He hit his marks. He finished on time. The satellite feed held. The world watched, enthralled. Aloha from Hawaii was a resounding success, a truly historic moment in entertainment. He cemented his legend, proving once again his unparalleled global appeal. But for Elvis, it was a battle against exhaustion, against a starved body, against a broken heart, and against the immense, suffocating pressure of an unprecedented global stage. He delivered, he triumphed, but the cost was immeasurable. Aloha from Hawaii stands as a monument to Elvis Presley's enduring power, his undeniable talent, but also serves as a poignant reminder of the man behind the myth. A man who, even at the peak of his professional glory, was fighting for his very soul, one song at a time. It was a victory, yes, but perhaps one of the most painfully won victories of his extraordinary life.